listening to Fountain of Thought with your hosts, Dennis Fountain and Sonny Rain. One small step for man, one giant leap for America.
This show contains adult themes and language. Listener discretion is advised.
Welcome, everyone, to the Fountain of Thought podcast, broadcasting from the Erickson Memorial Studios. This is the podcast where we talk about anything and everything. Leave us a voicemail at 413-612-8037. Like us on Facebook or follow us on Twitter at TalkFOT. And as always, visit our website at fountainofthought.com. Sonny, before I give you the official welcome, I just want to say congratulations to the Fountain of Thought podcast. We are now officially on iHeartRadio. So welcome, Sonny. How are you?
We interrupt this program to bring you a special report.
Say what's up.
Hi.
Hello. What's happening, baby?
What an entrance, wasn't it?
Yeah, you're so good. Oh, Lord.
Well, it's a nice rainy day out.
It's a nice rainy day out, yeah. So
Which is kind of freaky. It seems like it rains every time we do our podcast.
It rains every Friday. I think the 3 Fridays in the last 6 months it has not rained. It rains every Friday.
Yep.
But it's a good day to listen to the Fountain of Thought podcast. Good day to tune into iHeartRadio. Once again, thank you, iHeartRadio. If you happen to be in your car and you have a brand new car, I believe the last 2 years, you can listen to us directly on your radio. Or if not, you can always use your phone, Android or Apple, and download the iHeartRadio Auto app, and you can listen to us through your Bluetooth in your car. Basically, any car in the last 5 to 10 years has probably got Bluetooth in it, so you should be all set to listen to us on the radio. So how have you been? Good week, bad week, yeah.
The same old grind, same old grind.
Same old grind? All right. I thought it was funny that we got an email, and the person's email address was AOL. They were at AOL.com, and you and I got to talking, and I was still shocked that AOL was still around.
You know what? I have a couple direct friends that still use AOL as their basis.
Yeah, well, apparently AOL still has, let's see, I did some research for their dial-up internet access, which apparently is still there because people don't have broadband, they don't have cable access, they don't have any way to get the internet except dial-up. And there are still 2.1 million people that use AOL.
Holy crap.
Yeah, and they charge you $20 a month for AOL. Or you can get AOL Mail, which is a proprietary email client, and it's fully integrated with AIM, and that is free. So I would imagine that those people that are using AOL.com as their email are probably leftovers from original dial-up who get to keep their email address. Or other losers out there that just decided they want an AOL mailbox. I don't know why anyone would, but, what can I say?
Well, I never was a fan.
No, I never liked AOL because it was, I don't know. They
kept you in a box.
Yeah. It was a, I don't know how to word it exactly.
It was like a community inside the internet.
Yeah, and they didn't like you going outside the internet.
If they wanted to direct you where they felt they wanted you to look, not give you free access to everything.
Right, and I remember when AOL was back in its day, when it was popular, people would call me up and say, well, I typed it in, but I don't see it, because AOL had their own internal search.
Right.
And you weren't searching online. I said, no, you need to go online. I am online. I go, no, you're on AOL. You need to go onto the internet. I am on it. No, you're at AOL.
Oh, yeah. I remember those conversations.
And then people had difficult times, finding things on the internet. So I guess people still have AOL. And AOL now, did you know that Verizon owns AOL?
Who owned it before?
Well, it's a long history, but back in the 90s, they were their own entity. They spun off from a computer company, and then at the height of its popularity, they were purchased by Time Warner, and that was the largest merger in U.S. history.
Yes, I remember that. Yep.
So it was AOL Time Warner. But since then, they sold Time Warner in 2009, and in June 23rd of 2015, AOL was acquired by Verizon for $4.4 billion.
Holy moly.
And now AOL has a deal with Microsoft where they do their advertising for Microsoft, which I thought was kind of odd. But AOL and Yahoo which is also, they're both owned by the same company. They joined together, and now technically the company is called Oath, O-A-T-H, which is a subdivision of Verizon. But so Yahoo and AOL are all owned by Verizon now. So yeah, so Verizon, congratulations on picking a winner there.
You just say it how you see it. Huh?
I do. $4.4 billion for a company that's tanking. I just don't get it. I don't get it.
No, I get it because I just canceled out DSL and went back to cable.
Verizon's another one that's probably going to be in trouble soon. I would venture a guess.
Well, they lost their partnership with DirecTV.
Yeah, well, because AT&T bought DirecTV.
Yeah, so they broke apart.
Yeah, but Verizon, their cell phone service, I will say their cell phone service is good. I'll say that. I'll admit that they have a good cell phone service. But that's all they got going for them these days, which is probably enough. I mean, I'm not saying it's not, but the days of landlines are gone. I mean, how many people do you know have ditched their landlines and gone some other route? I have, and it took me a while because I had to convince my wife of it because she said, "Well, everyone has this and everyone has." Why am I spending $30 a month for nothing? I never use the damn thing.
If I didn't have a business line piggybacked on my home line, I would have dumped mine as well. But unfortunately, I'm already in print in the phone book and on business cards, and I don't want to dump it. So I look at I look at it as a business expense.
Well, there are ways to get around that, but I mean, it's just.
Will you teach me all omnipotent one?
Yes, Grasshopper. I will teach you, Grasshopper. But it's landlines are so obsolete these days, and why spend $30 a month for something that basically is a glorified voicemail machine?
I don't know.
I mean, I get some of the older folks are still using it. I understand that, and some people hearken. I got to have a landline. What if the electricity goes out, or what if there's no cell service, or all right, whatever. I guess.
I don't remember. Does your landline work if the power goes out?
Yeah, landline works if power goes out.
Oh, I didn't know.
Yeah, you can lose power and still talk to people. Yeah,
interesting.
As long as you didn't have you had an old like a trim-line phone or something hooked up that didn't require batteries.
Right.
Most of these phones today require batteries to operate. Yeah. But if you had a regular old plug into the jack old type phone, yeah. As long as the reason for the power going down is not like a accident where they took out the pole or something. But
I think I said this before, but I'll mention it again because it was cute. I was down at the antique store, and they had a rotary telephone for sale. This little girl comes in. I'll say she was about 10 years old. She walks up and picks up the thing, puts it down. She looks at her mother and she goes, "Mommy, how did this work?" I said, instantly just felt, wow, am I old?
Yes, we are old. You know how we know we're old?
Yeah, when
people open the doors for us.
No, when young people open the doors for us. Or you go up to a register and they say, "Thank you, sir."
Yeah. Yeah, we're old. So
and then of course when I go down to buy my sister's adult diapers, that's the best.
They think they're for you?
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
I'm instantly, and of course the people who know me got to come up and go.
So how do they fit?
Pretty comfortably on. I actually use them only during the NFL season. That way I never have to get out of my chair. I can just put my beer in the cooler, put the adult diapers on, and I never miss any of the action.
Speaking of the NFL season, it's funny you say that. I rewatched the Super Bowl again yesterday. I did it in the short version. It was on the NFL Network. They did a 1-hour version of it. That's the best Super Bowl ever.
Oh,
hands down. Even if you're not a Patriots fan,
hands down.
That's the best Super Bowl ever. I got to tell you, that was awesome. Great to be a fan. All right, so summer's here, as you know, and we're into the height of summer now. I thought that a good topic that we should talk about is nudity.
I like nudity.
Do you?
Especially of the female persuasion.
Yes.
Persuasion? Persuasion?
Yes.
The female type.
Well, there's a group out there called #FreeTheNipple. And they're opening a national discussion on women's right to go topless because they feel it's unfair that men can go topless, but women can't.
Yeah, but there was a big thing in California. It just got shot down by a judge.
There was a bunch of things. Yeah. And,
weren't they all naked inside the courtroom, too?
Yeah. And then I know every year, usually we go up to Hampton Beach, and then the last week they're there is the beginning of the following week where it's nudity at Hampton Beach. They all come in, and they're all naked at Hampton Beach.
I didn't know that.
Yes. So I thought,
how come we haven't booked a little side trip?
You don't want to see most of them.
That bad, huh?
Well, I mean, it's Hampton Beach. It's not like Miami Beach. So yeah, hashtag Free the Nipple came out with a list of places that concerned nudity, where you could be nude and where you could not be nude. So I thought I'd discuss some of those with you today. Does it sound like good?
Yeah. Why not?
Yeah? All right. Okay. So
I'm always up for freeing a nipple.
yeah, okay. So in California in 2006, the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department wrote a letter to a California judge stating that, quote, simply hiking in the forest in the nude is not a violation of the law.
Wow.
So
You're just another wild animal.
yeah, so L.A. County is all for it. In San Francisco, they passed a law banning public nudity in 2013. Boo. In Bakersfield, an ordinance states, get this, quote, no vendor shall vend stuffed articles depicting the female breast sold as booby pillows within 1,000 feet of any county highway.
What?
Yeah. So if you're 1,001 feet away, you can sell those booby pillows. In 2011, Garden Grove was home to the Lingerie Coffee House, whose waitresses all worked in the buff, until the city got together and they unanimously voted to shut them down.
Boo.
Yes. Oregon has the most liberal strip club laws in the country, allowing alcohol, fully nude performers, and live sex shows. However, in Portland, public nudity is illegal, but courts have made exceptions for naked protesters. Spanish Fork, Utah. Never heard of the place. A sign at a Diamond Fork hot spring warns, and I quote, although nudity is not prohibited at Forest Service land, discretion is advised. Yes, and try not to think about snakes, end quote. Hawaii. The law explicitly states that public indecency is illegal if the parties involved are not married.
Wow.
So if you're on the beach and you're married, it's okay. But if you're single, not going to happen.
Wow.
Williams County, North Dakota. Dancers have been ordered to cover their nipples with a non-porous material to ensure against unwanted lactation dripping onto clients. So, in North Dakota, they have a lot of pregnant strippers, do they?
Oh, God. Holy shit.
Iowa, there are no legal all-nude establishments in the entire state. What a bunch of stick-ups in Iowa, huh?
They must be real happy people.
Yeah. Harris County, Texas. Licensed sex-orientated business workers, get this, and I quote, shall wear a clearly visible badge issued by the sheriff. So if you're a stripper, where are you putting that badge?
I suppose you have to pierce your...
Yeah, you got pierce. Man, they're tough in Texas, man.
Maybe it's a stick-on.
It's a stick-on.
It's like a pasty, but you put it above.
Scratch and sniff? All right, Chicago, Illinois. Nudity in the privacy of your own home can be illegal if you intentionally put on a show for unwitting passerbys.
Well, that's pretty illegal anyway.
So, Louisiana, you will be fined for appearing naked in public, quote, with the intent of arousing sexual desire. So that means that I could go around naked anywhere I want.
Yeah,
because trust me, I'm not turning anyone on. They see me naked, it's going to...
Mommy, why does that man have two belly buttons?
Tampa, Florida. The law states women must cover up, quote, while performing customary barroom type of nude dancing, commonly referred to as topless and or bottomless dancing. Let me read that again. The law states women must cover up, quote, while performing customary barroom type of nude dancing, commonly referred to as topless and or bottomless dancing.
What?
Yeah, so basically you can't. If you have to cover up while you're topless dancing, then you're I don't get it.
Yeah, that's an oxymoron right there.
Seminole County, Florida. Women must wear pasties and G-strings on stage unless they're involved in, quote, a bona fide theatrical production, end quote. This was tried, and they put on a Macbeth, a play of Macbeth, all in the nude. And they got
so
away
now
with it.
it's because now it's artistic.
Yeah, now it's artistic. It's okay.
Of
yes,
course.
exactly. So New York, Ohio, Maine, Texas, Hawaii, and North Carolina. Each of these states has laws that expressly allow women to go topless in any location where a man can do so legally. So if you're in any of those states, if a guy can go topless, so can a woman.
What about New York?
Yes, New York, Ohio, Maine, Texas, Hawaii, and North Carolina.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you say New York.
Yep, those are the ones. And the best one of all, Vermont. They have no state law against public nudity.
Vermont is very liberal.
So, yes.
You know, that brings back something you mentioned in a past show, and that is it's pretty unfair to the viewers of The Price is Right when they allow the guy to run around in his swim trunks topless. Now, why can't the girls do the same?
I agree. That's not right.
No.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, if the guy can be topless on The Price is Right, then so should the women.
Yeah.
That's equal rights, right? Isn't that what everyone's
Exactly.
fighting for?
Everybody's bitching about that.
Exactly, yeah. I agree.
Well, I got a little story I want to tell you.
Yeah.
Goes
Is this a Solaire story? Or?
No. This is the off topic. It's it goes back to last week's show about people and how irritating they are. I went into this store, and I'm going to be professional, not bring up the name of the store. That's
go ahead, do it. Go ahead.
It's not it.
Chicken.
Dollar Tree.
Okay, thank you.
You're such an ass.
I think you suck.
Couple came in. I could tell from the backside, just the way he was walking, he had some kind of disability. At that particular time, I didn't know what. Mm-hmm. They're going down the aisleway, and I was in the next aisle, and this woman is going by, and I can't see the autistic kid and his parents. And I'm getting to that. He was autistic. But I see her, and then all of a sudden, she tried to go around the carriage where this woman the kid was standing, and she grazed the kid, and it made him jump.
Startled him. Yeah,
startled him, and he stumbled back into her carriage. But nothing happened. He didn't fall down. He wasn't hurt.
Yeah.
The woman that bumped into him, I know her. She's a sweet woman. She used to work at a bank here and where. She says, "Oh, I'm so sorry. Didn't mean it. I was just trying to go around, and I must have startled him." Well, this woman starts on her. You couldn't see he's standing there. You couldn't see he was standing there. You're trying to go around. You couldn't wait 2 minutes, could you? You had to just sit there and ram right into him.
Laid into him.
And I'm standing there now, and I'm watching her go on this performance to the point where she says, "And look at the size of you. Did you really think you were going to fit?" I looked over at her and I said, "Oh my God, you gotta be shitting me." And she goes, "And this is your business how?" I said, "It's none of my business. I just can't stand assholes like you."
Well, actually, it is your business because it's taking place in public.
Thank you, Dennis.
So, yeah.
But I couldn't believe this. And then she looks at me, she goes, "My son is autistic." I'm like, "Yes." But she didn't run into him on purpose. She just bumped in by accident. Yeah. She apologized to you, and that wasn't good enough. And then she said something else. I said, "I'll go shit in your hat." And I walked away and left. I was so disgusted. But the point of the subject is, why do we have to have so many uptight assholes out there?
Well, because you're shopping in Dollar Tree for one. But
I was hoping she was going to sit there and say something to the fact of, well, maybe if you had an autistic kid, and I would have lambasted her and said, "Yeah, well, guess what I got to deal with every day." You don't know who you're talking to, so just shut up.
Yep.
Now, I can see if the woman did that and didn't apologize and said something smart, well, yeah, I'd be very upset. But to sit there and grill her and then insult her? Come on. I really hope you're listening because you really are a jerk and you need to go out some kind of anger management program.
Maybe she needs to be naked.
No, you didn't want to see her naked.
Okay. Well, I was trying to find a tie in there somewhere.
There was no tie-in. It's just something I wanted to bring up and get off my chest because it's been bugging me all week.
Well, there's a tie-in. You wanted to get it off your chest. See?
Very good.
Yeah, okay.
I like to hear. You get some applause.
Yay! Woo! All right, speaking of applause, did you hear the overwhelming amount of applause that Donald Trump got when he was in Poland?
No, I didn't see it.
Yeah, I know why you didn't see it, because most of the networks did not carry it. They certainly didn't carry it live, and then on the newscast at 7 o'clock or 6 o'clock or wherever the hell they are, they didn't say anything about it because, of course, anything that's good about Donald Trump is not projected. I got to tell you, a quick side note, the ratings just came in, and one of the tricks that apparently NBC got caught doing is they have the NBC Nightly News, and nightly is spelled correctly, Nightly. On Monday, it was a holiday. It was 4th of July, and so their ratings were going to be low. So the little shits changed from Nightly to Nitely.
Why?
Because then they could use the ratings from the rest of the week to say how good those were, because that one day they knew there would be no viewers and it would tank the rest of the week. So they specifically changed Monday night's newscast, the name of it, so it wouldn't come in to the Nielsen ratings and it wouldn't affect their advertisement. So anyways, you probably didn't see the speech, and it was a phenomenal speech, and I have to tell you, probably the greatest speech I've heard since Ronald Reagan. And I dare anyone, whether you are Democrat, Republic, Independent, I dare anyone, this is where it's tricky part. Don't listen to the speech. Don't watch the speech. Read it. And if you can honestly read this speech and then come back and tell me how bad it was and how bad Donald Trump is and how he was awful for the country, I'll eat a Fountain of Thought hat.
Okay, but make sure they call the hotline.
Call the hotline. Because it was such a good speech, and it harkens back maybe even to a Ronald Reagan, Mr. Gorbachev, tear down these walls. I mean, it was an awesome, awesome speech from beginning to end. Everyone in attendance was yelling, Donald Trump, Donald Trump, and then they would go, USA, USA. Tremendous speech, and I know that a lot of you didn't hear it, so I'm just going to play a portion of it, because I really think it's that important that everyone hear this speech.
We write symphonies. We pursue innovation. We celebrate our ancient heroes, embrace our timeless traditions and customs, and always seek to explore and discover brand new frontiers. We reward brilliance. We strive for excellence and cherish inspiring works of art that honor God. We treasure the rule of law and protect the right to free speech and free expression. We empower women as pillars of our society and of our success. We put faith and family, not government and bureaucracy, at the center of our lives, and we debate everything. We challenge everything. We seek to know everything so that we can better know ourselves. And above all, we value the dignity of every human life, protect the rights of every person, and share the hope of every soul to live in freedom.
I don't care if you're left, right, middle, anywhere. I can't see how anyone, I know that's not the whole speech, that's just a little segment of it, how anyone could find anything wrong with that.
But they will.
I know, and they already are. They're already, in fact, there was it's going around YouTube and all the social media right now where supposedly the president of Poland, President Duda, his wife, I'm sorry, I don't remember her name, she dissed Donald Trump by not shaking his hand. It was on CNN even. Go figure, fake news. What the video shows is Donald Trump has his hand extended to shake her hand, and she bypasses him, and she shakes Melania Trump's hand. That's all they show. But if you go just 4 seconds longer in the clip, she turns to the right where he was, and she shakes his hand. Because he was busy shaking, Donald Trump, the president, was busy shaking someone else's hand, so she had started her motion going towards Melania. And in the process, Donald Trump had finished and then extended his hand, but she didn't see it in time because she was focused on Melania. But that's where everyone stopped.
Well, that's all CNN had to see.
And that's what everyone, and that's the only video. Yeah.
Then they can create their fake news.
Yeah. It's to the point now where it's disgusting. I've tried watching CNN. Like I've said before in this show, there were a couple of shows I used to watch. I've stopped watching them. I cannot watch CNN anymore. Everything that's on CNN is total disgusting. It's fake news. An independent poll came out, 93% of everything that's on CNN is negative towards Donald Trump. Listen, Donald Trump, he's got some faults. Even I admit it. His presidency, there are some things about it that could be fixed that aren't as good as they should be. So I get why there are negative things happening in the Trump White House. But 93%? For CNN to go hog wild over it, you saw that little thing about the CNN logo put over the wrestler's head. Oh, please tell me you saw that.
Dennis, I saw that. But I didn't.
What's his name? Vince McMahon? Is he the owner of W? Okay. So somebody did a little skit, and it's Donald Trump and Vince McMahon going at it. And Donald Trump punches or pushes Vince McMahon, and he goes to the floor, and Donald Trump kind of like beats him up. And this was all, staged ahead of time. Someone took the CNN logo and put it over Vince McMahon's head. So you see Donald Trump beaten up on CNN. and this thing went viral.
Yeah.
You didn't hear about this?
No.
Oh, yeah. And this went viral.
Well, back in the old days, you used to share emails with me. You used to call me all the time.
Yeah,
you used to tell me things. Now I can probably reach Donald Trump faster than I can reach you.
I thought because you have a cell phone, you might see these things. But so the left went crazy. They're saying it's promoting violence against the media, and pretty soon someone is going to shoot the media, and Donald Trump needs to stop this, blah, 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 on and on and on and on. Well, CNN went as far to track down the guy who created this meme. They went, they can't find the Russian hackers, folks, but they can find the guy who created this meme. And they blackmailed him. And they told him that he's not to do this again. If he does it again, they're going to release his name to the public, and it could be dangerous for him. That was the wrong thing to do. Now there are memes all over the internet of CNN logos everywhere. There's like fights and football touchdown, anything you could possibly imagine where somebody gets crushed.
What were they thinking?
I know.
What were they thinking? You're going to do something stupid like that and not realize you're going to piss off half the planet, and that's just going to get worse.
Yeah. So,
you know how you handle things like that? You just
ignore it.
Yeah, you just ignore it. It'll go away.
Yeah. So now,
or even better, how about laughing at it yourself?
Well, that's what everyone says. It was a joke, folks, and they can't even laugh at it. But now these memes are so funny. They're all over the place. And Donald Trump is kicking everybody's ass. It's so funny. So I encourage you to go out there and search for some of these CNN Donald Trump memes. They are very funny, very funny.
While we're on the subject of Donald Trump, this is kind of a side topic, but last week we were doing a segment on online dating.
Yeah.
I had said, and I want to repeat this because it's important before I play this clip, that I don't like people who lie and misrepresent themselves on a profile and then they show up and they're not what they described.
Yes.
Okay.
I remember.
That's lying, and that pisses me off.
Yeah.
And again, I don't have anything against large women. If I know that's where I'm going to go date, that's fine. I've dated large women, have good relationships with large women. Okay. That is not an issue. But if you lie to me, yes, it pisses me off. So last week I just, and this is directed to you.
To me?
Yeah, because last week, in this clip, I was describing one of my blind dates. So I walk in and I'm looking for a green dress, and all of a sudden I look through the glass and there's this tree leaning up against the glass. This 4 foot wide tree.
You're awful!
And it's wearing a green dress. Now, you're telling me I'm awful for saying that, right?
Because you called her a tree.
Okay, but now, here's your hero.
Well, Rosie O'Donnell's disgusting. I mean, both inside and out. You take a look at her, she's a slob. She talks like a truck driver. Rosie attacked me personally because I was very happy when her talk show failed. The other thing that failed, and this was a real monster, and everybody was suing her, was her magazine. Her magazine called Rosie was a total disaster. So I loved it. I gloat over it. I think it's wonderful because I like to see bad people fail. Rosie failed. I'm happy about it.
Or even this.
Okay.
If I were running The View, I'd fire Rosie. I mean, I'd look her right in that fat, ugly face of hers. I'd say, Rosie, you're fired. We're all a little chubby, but Rosie's just worse than most of us. But it's not the chubbiness. Rosie is a very unattractive person, both inside and out. Rosie's a person that's very lucky to have her girlfriend. And she better be careful or I'll send one of my friends over to pick up her girlfriend. Why would she stay with Rosie if she had another choice?
Now, if I'm so awful for saying what I said, and your hero can say that.
Listen, I never said Donald Trump was perfect. And I got to tell you, he said a lot of stuff that I would never say. And especially, I mean, he wasn't president when he said those things, but I wouldn't put it past him now to say those things because that's just who he is. And that's, if I had to say one thing of what is bad about Donald Trump, is that's it. There's no filter on his brain. And he just says whatever comes to mind. Now, that can be good or bad. How it's good is because you know where he's coming from. You know what he's thinking. You know that he's not BSing you. Donald Trump will tell you the truth because he doesn't care. He honestly doesn't care what you think. It doesn't matter to him because he sees a much larger picture. But he's not very nice, especially to somebody that he's fighting with. If he's fighting with somebody, forget it.
The gloves come off.
Yeah, he pulls off the gloves and forget it. You're toast.
Yeah, but how's that going to affect us when you're dealing with a leader of North Korea?
Because I think I think he's, and this is what I don't think people understand, is Donald Trump is different. He's different when he's at a rally. He's different when he's in a private one-on-one meeting. He's different when he's overseas and he's in an international meeting somewhere. He's different when he's talking to Putin. He's different when he's negotiating a contract. Donald Trump, there's many faces of Donald Trump, and he knows where to be, how to act, and what to do in these specific instances where you get people like Obama. They're just the same all the time. Now, some people must say that's good or bad. I personally think it's good because I think Donald Duck. I think Donald Trump. I think Donald Trump can adapt to whatever the situation needs. I like that, and I think he can hold his own.
Well, you know why that is? Again, it's because
he's a businessman.
He's a businessman and not a politician.
Exactly.
And that is the biggest reason why he's in office today, because a lot of people won't admit it. They voted for him because they're tired of politicians up there with their big fake smiles on, telling everybody how things are going to be.
Right.
And we all know what's going on. They're on the back sidelines, and all this lobbyists and stuff are swinging
back deals.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying Donald Trump isn't going to make some deals. He's going to.
Probably,
but you have to because you're a politician. But I think you're right. I think that's Donald Trump's biggest advantage. And you look at Donald Trump, and this is very odd. The guy's a multi-billionaire, and you look at him, and people feel common with him. They feel a connection. They think he's one of us. They'd go have a beer with the guy. That guy's a multi-billionaire. His freaking penthouse is covered in gold. I mean...
Well, all right, can you do me a favor? Can you put on our website one of those polls?
Yeah.
No, because he's approaching towards the middle to end of this month, his first 6 months in office.
Yeah.
Put up that same question I try to put up on Facebook, so our listeners can go and give us their opinion.
Yeah.
How well do you think he's done in his first 6 months in office? And let's see what those percentages are out there within our listeners, at least.
Yeah, we can do that.
Okay, cool.
I think that's where people don't understand Donald Trump. They expect him to be, and I'll put this in quotes, presidential. And he's not. And I don't have a problem with that as long as he gets the job done. As long as he puts America first. In fact, I just discussed this with you earlier today. The unemployment rate is the lowest it's been in 17 years. The economy is the best it's been in 20 years. I got a slew of numbers. Maybe we'll talk about that next week. I don't want to go into it today. But everything in America is heading towards a positive direction. I like that. And you know what? You can call somebody fat if you want. I don't think it's right. I mean, Donald Trump as a person may not be the best person. I may not tell my kids, I want you to be like Donald Trump. I may not say that because he does some things that are wrong. All right.
Well, who doesn't do things that are wrong?
But you know what? But I would rather you be fallible, make some mistakes, but do a great job at running the country than to be, another Obama. We'll get into that next week. We'll talk about the economy and taxes next week. That's a good topic. What do you think?
Yeah, that'll get us in jail.
Okay, we'll do that.
Okay.
All right. So we're going to move on.
Welcome to the Fountain of Thought segment, where your all-omnipotent host, Dennis Fountain, ponders life events.
That's me.
No shit.
Yeah, just in case you didn't know. So I'm going to go over the most unbelievable true facts ever. More photos were taken in the last minute than the entire 19th century. Cell phones. There are whales alive who are older than the book Moby Dick.
Really?
Yep. Your cell phone has more computing power than NASA used for the moon landing. I think everyone's kind of known that by now. Betty White is literally older than sliced bread. That's an accomplishment.
Very much so.
This is one that I've argued about time and time again. The nursery rhyme never says Humpty Dumpty was an egg.
Yeah, it doesn't, does it?
No, it doesn't. Does not say that.
But you do know that Humpty Dumpty was pushed. I'm a firm believer.
He committed suicide.
No, he was pushed.
Yeah. Okay. Pluto was made an unmade up planet before it completed one orbit of the sun.
That's bullshit.
I know. I think Pluto should be a planet. This one boggled my mind a little bit. Neil Armstrong had to go through U.S. Customs after returning from the moon. I actually have the paperwork he filled out, too. Yeah, it's kind of funny. Mankind put a man on the moon before we put wheels on suitcases.
Wow.
More people, get this, more people have been killed by molasses than coyotes.
How do you get killed by molasses?
Don't know. Yep, allergic reaction maybe? I don't know how you swallow it and can't. I don't know how you get killed by molasses.
That was stupid.
France was still using the guillotine for executions when Star Wars hit the theaters.
You serious?
Yep.
No shit.
Yep. You're twice as likely to be killed by a vending machine than a shark.
Well, I believe.
Harvard was founded before the invention of calculus, which you said you couldn't possibly understand.
I couldn't understand algebra. As soon as you tried to pass on the concept to me of adding letters and numbers together, no. That don't freaking work with me, okay?
Just numbers, huh? Shane, if you're listening, Nintendo was founded in 1889 as a trading card company. If cars could drive upwards, you could drive to space in less than an hour. The name Jessica didn't exist until Shakespeare created it in The Merchant of Venice.
Really?
I did not know that. There are more plastic pink flamingos than real ones in the United States. Here's another fact I did not know. Bananas are actually berries, and strawberries are not. The current U.S. flag was designed by a 17-year-old boy for a school project, and he got a B- on it.
You serious?
Yep. He was Robert G. Heft. He was 17 years old at the time. He created the flag design in 1958 as a high school class project while living with his grandparents in Ohio. He passed away in 2009, I believe. William Howard Taft was the last U.S. president with facial hair. Tiffany & Company was founded before the country of Italy. And there are actually two North Poles, the magnetic North Pole and the terrestrial North Pole.
Now, which one does Santa Claus live at?
He is the terrestrial.
Terrestrial?
North. Yes. And the most unbelievable true fact ever, AOL still exists. All right, folks, we're going to be right back after I break some emergency glass.
They use their media to assassinate real news. They use their schools to teach children that their president is another Hitler. They use their movie stars and singers and comedy shows and award shows to repeat their narrative over and over again. And then they use their ex-president to endorse the resistance, all to make them march, make them protest, make them scream racism and sexism and xenophobia and homophobia, to smash windows, burn cars, shut down interstates and airports, bully and terrorize the law-abiding, until the only option left is for the police to do their jobs and stop the madness. And when that happens, they'll use it as an excuse for their outrage. The only way we stop this, the only way we save our country and our freedom, is to fight this violence of lies with the clenched fist of truth. I'm the National Rifle Association of America, and I'm freedom's safest place.
Welcome back, everyone. If you are interested in becoming a sponsor of our show, please drop us an email at talkfot@gmail.com.
Interested in your very own shout-out? Let us know at facebook.com/Fountain of Thought, on Twitter at TalkFOT, or email us at talkfot@gmail.com. And you could be rewarded for listening.
All right. Shout-outs this week going to Larissa Baer and Emilio Velez.
My shout-out's going out to all the topless women out there. Woohoo! Good job.
The moment you've been waiting for is finally here. Yes, true or false headlines.
All right, guys. True or False Headlines is being powered by the Ludlow Lions Club. Do you want to help those in need in your neighborhood? Volunteer today to help out by visiting ludlowlions.org or by calling 754-900-ROAR.
Roar.
All right, how this works is I will read you a headline. You will tell me whether it's true or false. Feel free to play along at home. All right, so I kind of stuck to a theme this week, and you'll probably figure it out when I get there. Woman who had gun in her vagina gets probation. True or false?
True.
That is true. A Texas woman who...
Texas. Yeah, it's always Texas.
A Texas woman who police said packed a loaded pistol in her vagina has been sentenced to probation after she pled guilty to drug possession. Ashley Cecilia Castaneda has been sentenced to 10 years on deferred probation for...
No, please tell me this wasn't a .44 Magnum or anything like that.
I'm jumping ahead, but it does not say that. No, it doesn't say what size the caliber was. She was on probation for methamphetamine possession. The 33-year-old, and here it comes, Waco.
It's always Waco.
Woman was fined $2,500. Waco police said that when Castaneda was arrested, she told officers on her way to McClellan County Jail that she was packing a loaded handgun in her birth canal. Police Sergeant Patrick Swanton said a jail matron performed a cavity search and found the gun, right where Castaneda said she had hid it. Her attorney, Seth Sutton, denied the story and said it was impossible, but Swanton said the police department stand by it.
She's lucky the safety was on.
Yes. All right, next one. True or false? Man arrested for milking his nipples in public.
That is false.
Oh, yeah, you can milk anything with nipples.
I have nipples, Greg. Could you milk me?
You are correct. That is false. 20 pounds of cocaine found in anus. True or false?
20 pounds?
That's what the article says. 20 pounds.
That's one big asshole.
True or false?
I'm going to go true on that one.
That is false. I made that one up. Here is the next one. Breast milk jeweler ordered to refund customers' money and milk.
That doesn't even make any sense.
But
it's true, I'm sure.
It is true. A Rhode Island company that makes jewelry from breast milk has been ordered.
I see. Okay.
Has been ordered to refund customers and return the breast milk they sent him. A state superior court judge this week approved a judgment and temporary restraining order against Mommy Milk Creations and owner Alicia Mogavera. I did go online, and it is a website, mommymilkcreations.com, I believe. There's a video on there, and women actually send them their breast milk, and there's little packages of it, and she makes jewelry out of their breast milk. State Attorney General Peter Kilmartin's office sued this year after receiving several complaints from customers who said they sent the Westerly-based company bags of their breast milk, but have been waiting so long as 2 years for it to send their promised creations. The station says Mogavera must refund $15,000 to 114 customers from across the country as far away as Singapore. The company promises on its website, quote, all remaining orders will be completed.
What kind of jewelry do they make out of it?
They were pendants. There were some lockets.
Were they harden it somehow?
Yeah, they harden it and make a kind of like a jewel out of it. Some of them were a regular, like a round pendant or an oval pendant, and then other ones were lockets, and inside was a hardened milk. Other ones had the baby's name on it and their little baby feet, and then inside the feet, the milk was poured and hardened. Yeah.
I got to tell you, with all the ideas we tried through the years and failed, it's always these weirdest things that you kick off. Just like, remember the guy, I don't know if it was a guy or woman or husband and wife in Brimfield, I believe it was. They were collecting deer shit and putting it in and making paperweights. And the thing went crazy. They had orders out the wazoo. I forget how much money my sister-in-law told me they were pulling in, selling deer shit, and then they went and made bear shit. And I know a lot of people just plain full of shit.
Hollywood Soundbite Theater. It's another hot day in Central Florida, and let's be honest, that pool of yours could use some TLC. Let No Worries For You professional pool service handle all your pool needs. Serving Orange, Osceola, and Polk counties. Clear your mind by clearing your pool. Give them a call today at 407-953-7926.
Do they show their nipples?
They might, yeah.
I think you should pass that on. That could be a big, big improvement to the company.
Yeah.
Topless women pool cleaners.
Okay.
Okay. As you instructed, sir, last week, I need to write the rules down.
Well, every week the rules seem to change, so.
Shut up, you big sack of dog vomit.
Okay, the rules are this. Rule number 1, we will be playing sound clips from different Hollywood motion pictures. The object of the game is for the other host, or better yet, a weekly contestant, to guess correctly what that movie is. There is a maximum of 5 sound clips. Rule 2, first contestant to get 3 right is the winner. Another rule, you have the option to pass on only 1 sound clip for an alternate sound clip. Okay? And the new rule I threw in now is you have 1 stay of execution option. You may ask for a clue on that particular sound clip.
Okay.
Okay. Rule number 3, this one's very important. Dennis, stop cheating.
Stop cheating?
You're a cheater.
I don't cheat.
Oh, you clearly do.
No, I don't cheat.
And number 6.
I don't have to
The
cheat.
winner can go for double or nothing, meaning double the embarrassment, host versus host, or double the prize for guest answer, and a co-host is off the hook, or the guest contestant you leave with nothing. Before we get started, let's spin the wheel for next week's
All right.
topics.
There you go. Oh, God, why is it all horror thriller? Why do you always get that category? All right, so you have horror thriller next week, and I will have superhero. There's a topic we haven't had in a while, superhero.
Sounds good. Here we go.
Come on, we're going to a good restaurant.
Good idea.
I'm hungry.
I know, sweetheart. You don't want to eat where there's rats. And I just found some rats in the back.
How disgusting.
Whoa, a whole nest of rats right in the back.
I know it, the John Candy at the beach, summer rental. Okay, so your topic this week was drama. Here is your...
Oh, joy.
Here is your first...
You make me want to be a better man.
That's maybe the best compliment of my life.
As good as it gets?
Very good.
Wow.
I'm impressed. I thought I had you on all of these, but that's good.
Question 2.
Okay.
It says 100% guaranteed, you moron. Mister, if you don't shut up, I'm going to kick 100% of your ass.
Damn it. I know this movie, too, and I can see him. He had to wear that stupid, silly hat. He was a pirate one time at one of his jobs. He was a pirate. Give me a clue. It's like a 80s or 90s movie. I remember seeing it. It's a comedy.
You already stole my clue, so I have to think of another one. Girl has to get an abortion.
Yeah, I remember that too. Well, I don't know the answer, so I guess I'll have to pass. So rather than get an X, I'll pass.
You're going to pass. I'll give you another one.
Well, what was it?
Why do I have to tell you?
Oh, my God.
You're going to kick yourself in the
I
ass.
know, because I know it.
I'll give you another clue, but it doesn't count.
Doesn't count, yeah.
Well, if I'm in this class and you're in this class, isn't it both our time? And if it's our time, what's wrong with a little pizza on our time?
Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
You dumbass.
Damn it.
I want to see you and the other girls in the locker room now.
I'll take an X. I have no idea.
That was Revenge of the Nerds. That was John Goodman playing the football coach, and he told all the varsity players at the frat house that.
All right, well, that was a complete waste of time for me. Here is your second one.
I want you to get up right now and go to the window, open it, and stick your head out and yell, I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not going to take this anymore.
This was a big movie in its day.
I'm going to have to pass on that one.
So that's just a complete pass.
Yeah.
All right. That is Network.
No idea what that is.
1976? That was a big movie back then. Okay.
Hey! I'm walking here! Up yours, you son of a bitch! You don't talk to me that way! Get out of here! Don't worry about that. Actually, that ain't a bad way to pick up insurance, you know.
Taxi.
Midnight Cowboy. All right, we're tied.
I mean, I'm old enough to be his mother, but when the duck laid that kiss on me last night, I swear to God, my thighs just went up in flames. You must practice on melons or something.
Can you tell me what she said? When the who? When the dove?
I mean, I'm old enough to be his mother, but when the duck laid that kiss on me last night, I swear to God, my thighs just went up in flames. You must practice on melons or something.
I guess I'm getting another X.
Pretty in Pink, the Duck Man.
Oh, yeah. So here's another one for you.
I love you. You complete me. And I just had...
Shut up. Just shut up. You had me at hello.
Jerry Maguire.
Yeah.
Something strange happened to me this morning.
Was it a dream where you see yourself standing in sort of sun god robes on a pyramid with 1,000 naked women screaming and throwing little pickles at you?
No.
Why am I the only person that has that dream?
Guess you win.
Real Genius.
Real Genius. I like that movie. I haven't seen that in, I can't tell you how long, but yeah.
I have it. You can borrow it.
Yeah, I think I have it too. But all right, just for fun, I thought this was funny. You get this one?
Hey, I'm walking here.
You already played that, didn't you?
No, I didn't.
Oh, it sounds very similar to
it's
the other
supposed to, yeah.
Hey, I'm walking here.
Ghostbusters?
No. Back to the Future?
Oh, yeah.
And the story goes is that the original from Midnight Cowboy was Dustin Hoffman, and he ad-libbed that whole scene, and it was really a good scene. And so they redid it in Back to the Future, and also, for some reason I don't have the clip with me, but they also did it in Forrest Gump, the exact same scene. They were crossing the street when Lieutenant Dan was in a wheelchair, and the cabbies were beeping the horn, and he goes, we're walking here, I'm in a wheelchair. It's a famous scene, so they paid homage and recreated it several times in movies.
This is not just a fountain of thought. You were just a fountain of information.
Fountain of information.
It's time to dig deep. That only means one thing. It's time for questions from my sack.
Questions from My Sack is being powered by Mr. Bill's Boot and Shoe Repair in Pantego, Texas. Find them online. That's the web for those of you that don't know, at mrbills.net, where they'll save your soul and gladly die for you. All right, this is where you, the listener, come into play. You send us your question. It doesn't matter what it is, just like our podcast. Anything and everything. You send a question in. We will put it in My Sack. I will randomly pull out 3 questions each week for questions from My Sack. And the first question is, if you could change the end of one Trek episode, what would it be? I have the definitive answer, but I'm curious to see what your answer would be.
It can't include a motion picture?
Well, it says Trek episode, but I'll go ahead. You can say movie if you want. You want to change the end of a movie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The original Star Trek.
Yeah.
With the whole Voyager, V'ger.
The motion picture.
Yeah, that just got so out of whack.
Well, they went overboard on the special effects because they wanted to show the new Enterprise.
Yeah, well, I was okay with that, but it was just the storyline just started to just go in an area where I was like, what the hell is this? You know? What are they doing? Where are we going with this?
Actually, when we do the Star Trek episode, I'm going to talk about that because that was supposed to be Star Trek Phase 2, another television series.
Yes, I remember that.
And those characters were going to be in that TV series until Paramount changed their mind because of the success of Star Wars and went to the Star Trek motion picture. So it was kind of the script was fiddled with a little bit and it had some issues. Yeah.
But what's the definitive answer?
The definitive answer is Star Trek Enterprise, and it's the very last episode when we realized that the whole freaking season was a holodeck.
100% agreed. Talk about fucking over an audience.
Yeah.
Excuse my French, but my Lord.
Yeah.
That was terrible. Terrible.
Not a little dream sequence. The whole series was just a hologram. The whole thing was fake.
It was a project that Riker was working on. Oh my God. I remember that. That is the definitive answer.
Yes, that is the definitive answer.
Good question to whoever sent that in.
Yep. All right. Here is the next one. What is your favorite genre of music?
Well, maybe you're different than I am, but I'm mainstream 70s and 80s rock and roll.
I'm going to go with 80s top 40. That way I cover my bases with everything.
Well, all right. Well, I'll go 80s top 40 too.
Copycat. All right. Here is last one. Did you play with dolls as a kid or something? Yes, I did play with dolls.
We all did.
I actually had Steve Austin, the $6 Million Man. I had him, Oscar Goldman. I had his spaceship. I had the whole, because $6 Million Man was the shit for me. And I had his whole thing. So yes, I played with dolls. I had dolls.
I had that wind up Evel Knievel.
Oh yeah, I had that too. Yeah. And you launched them. Yeah.
And I had Stretch
Armstrong. I had Stretch Armstrong. Yeah.
And of course I had a truckload of those little Star Wars action figures. I don't know if you consider that a doll.
I didn't have any Star Wars stuff because you
weren't big into Star Wars.
No. I remember the one thing. If I could get back one thing, I had a Lost in Space Jupiter 2.
You know how much that's worth?
And the thing, it was, I don't know, it was maybe 2 feet wide. It was huge. It was a giant Lost in Space Jupiter 2. I loved that thing. And I had it, and then I have no idea what happened to it. I'm assuming my mom threw it out because it got broken or lost or so. I don't know. But I remember playing with that. I remember having that thing, and I wish I had that back.
Did you tell me that your mother's going to be guest starring on the show?
Yeah. Oh, we'll ask her that question.
We'll interrogate her about the Jupiter 2.
All right, we'll do that. We'll interrogate her.
Sonny's pet peeve
of the week.
Okay, here's my pet peeve. Taco Bell.
Yo quiero Taco Bell.
I know you're not a big fan. I, on the other hand, am. Okay. What I don't understand is you order the Taco Bell Crunchy Taco Supremes. Okay.
I have no idea what that is.
It's a hard-shelled taco with meat, like we used to get in high school.
Okay.
Okay, regular
I
taco.
never got a taco in high school, but go ahead.
You guys never had tacos
We
in high
had
school?
never had tacos. We never had tacos in high
Christ,
school.
we had them at least every 2 weeks. Anyway, they take them, they put all the ingredients on them, and they wrap them up in a little piece of paper, and they put them on your tray. Now, the problem is that some of the guys, when they're wrapping them, if they go too hard, they crack the bottom of the...
They break it.
You break, right.
Yeah.
But now, if you order the nacho, the Dorito flavored...
yeah, I know
crunchy
Holly
taco.
likes those.
Okay,
yeah.
if you order those they place in a little cardboard container first.
So it doesn't break.
Yeah, and I'm saying, where's the logic? I don't get it. Why wouldn't you put them all like that so they don't break?
Don't touch it, boy! Get away! This is dangerous, son. You got to know how to handle it. One wrong move and you're done for.
Exactly.
See? You're just, yeah.
Next thing you know, all the shit's in your lap. You can never wear a good shirt or pair of pants to Taco Bell. No. You're better off getting a nightgown or a smock.
A nightgown?
Well, whatever. Everybody's wearing pajamas. I'm going to start buying nightgowns and be different.
I want to wear my robe. I want to start a new fad where I can wear my robe everywhere.
Have a pipe, too.
I love my robe.
A robe and a pipe.
Robe and a pipe.
Yeah.
All right, any final thoughts?
I hate pharmaceutical commercials on television.
Where the side effects could be like 5,000 things?
Yeah, that. But the other problem is it's usually for something that's you're going to die from anyway. Cancer and this. It's talking about you're trying to watch TV and get in a good mood, and they got to put these friggin' things on one after another. Or if it isn't that, it's how to get your dick harder or how to get your abortion the next day.
Stop watching daytime television.
Well, I'm just saying, cut it out. If my doctor thinks I should take your stupid drugs, he'll let me know. Kiss his ass. He gets paid all the big bucks.
Oh, they do.
So that's my final thought.
All right, very
But
well.
I do have a final question for you.
Oh, I have a question. But that's not on the itinerary. I
Well, it's his
question.
I was supposed to do it early, but
okay. What's the question?
The question is this: who is the worst president we ever had, in your opinion?
Worst president. I have to go with a president that I know because it wouldn't be fair for me to pick a president like Taft or Washington or one of those. Probably going to have to go with George Bush and his second term, the son.
And this is what President Trump has to say.
Well, I think Bush is probably the worst president in the history of the United States.
So there you go,
I guess
buddy.
we think alike.
Yeah.
I swear to God, I did not know that was coming.
Yeah, there you go.
But that's probably, I agree with that.
And that is also my opinion, George W. Bush.
Yeah. Okay, so everyone, that's going to do it for us. Don't forget to leave your opinion or your thoughts on our voicemail, like Sonny says, our hotline. Number to call is 413-612-8037. Once again, 413-612-8037. We'd love to hear from you and perhaps put you on the air. Reminding everyone to like us on Facebook at facebook.com/Fountain of Thought. Follow us on Twitter at TalkFOT. Don't forget to visit our website at fountainofthought.com for past and future episodes. And tune us into iHeartRadio now, everyone. You can get the iHeartRadio Auto app. And remember, everyone, be a fountain, not a drain.
Nope.
Bite me.
I think you suck.
Oh, yeah, you can milk anything with nipples.
I have nipples, Greg. Could you milk me?
It says 100% guaranteed, you moron. Mister, if you don't shut up, I'm gonna kick 100% of your ass.
Missed it by that much.
Oh, groovy, baby.
Marsha!
Here I come to save the day. Silence, you mental midget.